Amazon started by selling books. Today, Amazon sells groceries, movies, cloud computing, healthcare, and even helps people buy cars. Apple makes computers. Now Apple offers credit cards, savings accounts, and financial services. So what happened? Did these companies suddenly get distracted? Or are they playing a very different game? Today, I want to answer 3 questions. Why are companies showing up everywhere? Why do they want more than one product? And why does this quietly affect almost every purchase you make? Because once you see the hidden system, you start seeing it everywhere. Companies are no longer trying to sell products. They are trying to build worlds, and they want you living inside them. Have you noticed how companies keep appearing in places where they never used to belong? Amazon sells cars. Apple moved into banking. Grab started as ride-hailing. Now Grab also does food delivery, payments, insurance, and banking. And Grab is not alone. Xiaomi sells phones, rice cookers, air purifiers, vacuum cleaners, and electric cars. None of this is random. There is a pattern. Business schools call it channel blurring. But honestly, that name feels old. The better word today is ecosystems. And the goal behind ecosystems is surprisingly simple. Companies want a larger share of your wallet. Share of wallet means one thing. Out of every dollar you spend, how much goes to one company instead of everyone else? Years ago, companies were happy if you bought one thing: a phone, a book, a flight. Today, that is not enough. Now they want 10 purchases, maybe 20, because every extra purchase creates 3 advantages. First, more market share. The more you buy from them, the less you buy somewhere else. Second, more bargaining power. Higher sales volumes create stronger negotiating power. Third, more profit. More products create more touch points. More touch points create more chances to earn small margins, small fees, and long-term loyalty. From a finance perspective, there is another way to think about this. One customer buying 10 products can be worth much more than 10 customers buying one. Finance teams often call this customer lifetime value. Same customer, much larger economics. This is why ecosystems matter. They turn one purchase into a relationship. Here's the simplest way to picture it. Think about a luxury resort. Once you arrive, you rarely leave. The resort already has restaurants, shops, a spa, activities, transportation. Everything you need is already inside. Now imagine you are staying there. Would you walk 20 minutes in the heat to find a restaurant outside, or just stay inside? Most people stay because convenience wins. That is exactly what companies want. Not products, not services. A resort, a place where you arrive and quietly stay. Apple works like this. Once you own an iPhone, AirPods, an Apple Watch, a Mac, and subscriptions, leaving starts feeling expensive. Even if another product is better, the cost of switching becomes real. Amazon works the same way. So does Xiaomi, and more companies are trying to build the same thing. But here's the strange part. Companies may not actually want to sell you more products. They want to eliminate decisions, because every decision you stop making becomes a decision. You stop giving competitors. Think about Amazon. If Amazon becomes where you buy books, groceries, movies, and household products, eventually you stop comparing. You simply open Amazon. Convenience quietly becomes habit, and habit becomes loyalty. That is powerful. There is another reason ecosystems become hard to beat. The more products you use, the more companies learn about you, what you buy, what you watch, what you listen to, when you wake up. With that information, they improve the experience. Products become smoother, more personal, more convenient. And convenience keeps you longer, which creates more data, which improves the experience again. Business people call this a virtuous cycle. Each turn makes the next turn easier. The longer companies run that cycle, the harder they become to catch. Now here's the part that matters for us. Every purchase you make is quietly a vote, not only for a company, for an ecosystem. When you buy an iPhone, you are not only buying a phone, you increase the chance that your next watch, next laptop, and next subscription also come from Apple. This is not necessarily bad. Ecosystems save time. They reduce friction. That is why people like them. But convenience creates dependency, and dependency usually becomes visible only when you try to leave. So I would not say avoid ecosystems. That is almost impossible. I would say choose them deliberately, not accidentally. Competition itself has changed. The old world was company versus company, one brand against another. That world is fading. Today, the strongest companies operate across many parts of your life. That is why they keep expanding. Some moves create profits quickly. Others are signals of ambition, signals that a company wants territory before competitors arrive. Both reshape the map. And here is where I land. The next decade may not be won by the company with the best product. It may be won by the company that builds the hardest world to leave. Ecosystem versus ecosystem. One quick note. This is my personal take. If you see things differently, trust your own view. I am here to share a perspective, not a verdict. I am curious, which ecosystem feels hardest to leave for you? Apple? Samsung? Xiaomi? Something else? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.